Hello and welcome to Unlocking Personal Leadership Live to episode number 16. My name is Jim Miller, and we're tonight broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube. All right, and let me get my Facebook aligned here. So there we go. And I wanted tonight to go through. I'm gonna just kind of unpack this fast that I've been on. Lisa and I have been on. And first of all, I want to thank Lisa for going through this with me. Made it a lot easier to make it through with a pal, someone who's enduring the challenges of not eating any food for 6 days. We're almost done. We're not through yet. We're still got about 4 hours left before we're going to break the fast. So I am at the very end of it. You can probably tell my voice is a little rough and my energy level isn't normal, but actually after not eating for 6 days, I feel pretty good. Can't really complain. So tonight I wanted to talk about kind of what this was all about and how I'm feeling, the results that I've gotten, and some of the lessons I've learned, I think, and what I want to do in the future. What I learned to make things better in the future. Some questions that I've got that I want to do some more research on. So with that, I do have access to a measuring device. It's by a company called StarFit, and they have it's a scale, and you stand on it in your bare feet, and you hold a bar, and it has electrodes on it that pick up sensors that pick up pulses from your thumbs and your fingers. So you're getting your feet and your thumbs and your fingers, so it's getting electrical charge throughout your whole body, and from that they can take a ton of data. It takes an amazing amount of data and then summarizes it in some graphs and charts. So it's pretty cool. Overall, over the last 2 weeks, I went from 192 pounds to I'm at right now 176.9. So 192 minus 177 is what? That's about 15 pounds I lost. So 15 pounds. That's pretty darn good. 15 pounds in a week, 2 weeks, 15 pounds over 2 weeks. It's a sharp weight loss and a shock to the system. My primary goal for this whole thing, hopefully you can hear me, is bring my mic over here. My primary goal for this whole thing has been to have autophagy, and I showed two episodes ago. I went through my numbers, and I'm definitely in autophagy. Lisa got there a lot sooner than me, and so the main goal for this fast has been to get access to that autophagy in my body and clean out all the bad cells that are just kind of hanging around. I want to get rid of those and replace them with brand new cells. So I'm rejuvenating my body. But what's the trade-offs, or are there any trade-offs? Well, looking at the data that I've gotten from StarFit, might be some trade-offs. So let's take a look at this. Look at the data. In the last 2 weeks, I've lost about 15 pounds. So my weight went down. Some say that would be a good thing, but I'm back almost down to my ideal weight. So I'm happy with that. My body mass index is much better. My BMI, which some people use as a kind of a guideline on health. I know, I think the insurance companies use that too. If you're over a certain limit on your height and weight, then your insurance costs go up. So it's a good indicator of your health in kind of macro sense. I think. So my BMI is better. So that's good. Then we start getting into some of the nuance, some of the things that you want to look at. I think if you're really interested in getting down into the nitty gritty about your health. And so this is not a trivial thing. This is a lot of complexities with this, and your weight is just one of the factors. There's so many things that go into what weight is in your body. So the first one we're going to look at is body fat. So actually, this is showing, even though I lost 15 pounds, my body fat percent went up 2.8%. So what does that mean? It means, I don't know. The weight came off somehow. It's probably some water weight, but I was drinking a lot of water. But where'd that weight come from, and where'd it go? Doing an accounting of this is I think a really good thing to do. So body fat, my body fat percent went up. So that means I'm skinnier, but I'm not any healthier, really, in terms of my body fat. So, my body fat overall didn't go up, but as a percent, it went up. So I lost something, and the percent of fat stayed there. So it actually, in relation to whatever it was that I lost, it got bigger. So that's interesting. I want to know more about that. And next time I do a fast, what could I do to affect that body fat percent and not take, I suspect I took a lot of muscle off. There's just some things that have to go, and maybe it was muscle. So my body water percent went down 1.9%. So not bad. 1.9, almost 2%. Not bad. But it's interesting to see, what that is. And water's heavy, so that could be a percent of but the percent went down. So did that really affect the overall weight loss? I'm not sure. So next one is skeletal muscle. And my skeletal muscle went down 1.8%. So that's interesting. I'm not sure what that is yet. These are things I want to look into. BMR. Now the BMR is, let me see here. BMR is a basal metabolic rate. So basically what that is it's a number of calories. It's measured in kcals, 1,000 calories. So my basal metabolic rate went down, according to this chart, 160 kcal. So I'm not sure what that means, but that's something I want to learn more about. And then now it sounds good on the surface, but is it? I don't know. We'll have to see. So my fat-free body weight went down 16.5 pounds. Fat-free body weight. So that's body weight that doesn't have any fat in it, right? So what exactly is that? I don't know. It could be muscle. Don't know. I have to learn more about these things. But this exercise, doing this fast, is opening up all these questions for me now that I can go learn more about my body, how it works, what I need to do to keep it in optimal shape as I move into my, third chapter here of life, and be as healthy as possible. I want to avoid the wheelchair, avoid the walker. I want to be out and doing stuff. I want to go back snow skiing again and just have fun. in life. So I want to learn about this stuff. Fat-free body weight. And I lost 16.5 pounds. That's actually more weight than I lost, according to my weight. So I, I don't know what that is. Subcutaneous fat. Subcutaneous fat. That subcutaneous is just underneath the surface. So that's probably the stuff that's covering my snack pack down here. So that's something interesting. That went up. My subcutaneous fat went up 2%. I need to find out about that because I would like that to go down. I want my subcutaneous fat to disappear because I want to look buff, right? So I guess some of that's good, but I don't know. I don't know where 2% is. I'm at looks like about 19.6 pounds right now of subcutaneous fat, and it went up from 17.6 pounds. So my subcutaneous fat went up during the fast. That doesn't make any sense at all to me, but something to learn more about. Visceral fat. The visceral fat I know is bad, and it stayed the same. It didn't change at all. It was 0% change, and I'm right now at 8 pounds. 8 pounds. So I've got 8 pounds of visceral fat, and it did not change at all. So what does that mean? And visceral fat is the bad stuff. That's the stuff that's like around, it's in your liver, it's around your organs, it's just extra stuff that's hanging around. It's the stuff that's not good for you, and you want to get rid of as much of that as you can, from what I understand. So this has given me a baseline to say, okay, what is my visceral fat, and what can I do to affect that and make it go away or go down to a better level for me. So good stuff. This is all good stuff. Muscle mass. My muscle mass stuff, makes me look like Arnold. I lost 15.2 pounds of muscle mass. So that's not good, because that's really close to what the overall weight loss was. So that might be where I lost my weight, but I don't think so, because my pants feel better. My pants fit now. And I got a little bit of thinness on my face, I think. And just overall, I feel like I've kind of gotten thinner, but not sure. I'm still happy with the results, because I believe I have been in autophagy and generating ketones for the last 5 days. So that's good. The next one is bone mass. I lost 1.1 pounds of bone mass, and that's not good. You don't want to lose bone mass. So I've got to figure out what it is I'm not doing or doing to cause that to happen, because that's not good. So, and protein, I lost 0.6% protein, and I don't know where that came from. I just, all these questions. Body age, there you go. I've been stressing my body, and it's gained a year in this last 2 weeks. So according to this, my body age has gone up a year. So it's interesting to see how this goes. It's the way I feel right now. I feel like I've been through a pretty significant physical workout. I feel kind of tired, but not overly. I feel a little fatigued. My energy level is definitely lower, and I feel like I've been through something, an ordeal. and I'm looking forward to eating. My taste buds are very excited. They're ready. So uh, we'll get there in just a few hours. But tonight we're gonna do guacamole boats and just keep it really simple and nutritious, and go back into our way of eating again. We're going to make some changes, I think. I've found during this process, I've decided that I want to keep my readings going first reading in the morning. And my goal is to keep my glucose under 100 when I wake up. And so I'm going to do two things. One is that I'm going to eat earlier in the day. I'm going to finish up my last meal at least 3 hours before I go to bed. And what the research I'm doing says that'll give my metabolism a chance to work off the glucose. My stomach will be empty by the time I go to bed. And then when I actually hit the hay, my head hits the pillow, my body will actually go to work in healing itself instead of processing food. So it will be a lot more effective at keeping my body in tip-top condition while I'm sleeping, which is really what it does best. So not eating 3 hours, finishing up my last meal 3 hours before I go to bed. That's one thing I'm going to do. The other thing I'm going to do is start exercising to burn off glucose. I think because I'm not exercising, even just taking my heart rate up to what's called zone 2, at least 40 minutes, minimum 40 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That's basically just doing something that gets your heart rate up to 100. It's like, I don't know, my max heart rate is about it's probably 65% of my max heart rate. So about 100, 110 beats per minute is where I want to be with that exercise. And that's just elevating getting the heart rate up and getting the blood flow and pumping everything around and getting all the fluids going. And that'll keep me get me up to a better shape, and my muscles will be conditioned to that. And then I'll also doing racquetball. So I'm going to do more of that too. That's a lot more strenuous and more like an HIIT, high intensity interval training exercise is racquetball. So those are the things that I'm going to start doing here right away based on what I've learned here. It's going to add that exercise routine. 40 to 60 minutes a day of just medium exercise, something, riding a bike, taking a brisk walk, doing exercises in the racquetball court, going on the elliptical for a little bit, just doing stuff and keeping my heart rate up. So that's what I'm going to do. And we'll see what happens. We're going to do another one of these fast we're doing one a quarter. So it'll be about 3.5 months. We'll do another one and we'll see. And I'll be studying all this data points and seeing what I can do to make adjustments to my strategy and see if we can get even better results on this. What I want to do is lose visceral fat. I want to lose subcutaneous fat. I don't want to lose muscle. And I want to get to autophagy, and I want to feel better during the process. Every time I've done this is the fourth one I've done, and every time I feel better and better. The first time was miserable. The second time was a little easier. Third time a little easier, and this time was even easier. So it's every time you do it, you get a little more used to it, a little better, figure things out. So it's just kind of doing it as you go and jumping into it and learning. Not an expert, don't know all the answers, but as I'm doing this, I'm learning and exploring and experimenting and asking questions. Why? What's this? Why is this? And then digging in and getting those answers from people or places, going on the internet, finding experts to talk to, whatever it is. And that's how I'm learning. So it's all good. So I think that's what that's going to be my today's broadcast, and hope you enjoyed it. And we'll talk to you again next time. See you tomorrow.